home from Whole Food Revolution. Now, have you heard the term or the phrase, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger? So this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, we're going to talk about hormetic stress, which is a biological phenomenon, and it relates to putting our body through a small to moderate amount of controlled stress, which then stimulates the body to grow, to adapt, to become stronger and healthier. And this is something that is an evolutionary adaptation. Humans coming through the millions of years that we've lived on this planet have had to endure physical, environmental, dietary stresses, and that is what triggered this hormetic stress. So the key is that these are short term and they're controlled, because we know that long-term stress has a very negative impact on the body, but these short bursts of controlled stress are very, very effective. So what are these things that we can use as hormetic stressors? Now, exercise is the one that most people would use, particularly the strength or the weight, lifting weights or strength exercises, resistance training. Because when you are lifting or doing resistance exercise, what happens is that in the muscles you get small micro tears, and then once the exercise has finished, during the resting process, what happens is that those muscles repair through, and that process of repair makes the muscles stronger. So that's why you do exercise and you do your lifting, and then you have to give yourself a break for those muscle groups so that it allows that repair process, and that is a hormetic stress. So you have put your body through some stress, you've lifted something that is pretty heavy. So when we are talking about resistance training, we say ideally that you need to lift until you get to failure, so that you can't actually lift anymore, and then you give yourself a little about 5 to 7 days of rest for those muscle groups, and that process of repairing of those micro tears causes the muscles to grow and become stronger. So that's one. The other is fasting, and I have talked in the past about fasting and a process called autophagy that kicks in. So autophagy is a recycling and cleansing process that usually kicks in after about 18 hours of fasting, where the body is then utilizing old damaged proteins and intracellular products to recycle them and to renew other parts of the body. So amazing. And with autophagy, it's like a dimmer switch. So from about 18 hours, the dimmer switch increases, so the strength of that autophagy increases till about 72 hours, and then until you actually start eating again, autophagy carries on. So incredibly beneficial for getting rid of those unwanted accumulating old proteins and debris within the cells. So it's a really positive hormetic stress. And there are two others. I'm sure that there are more, but typically we talk about then cold plunges and saunas. So this again, cold plunges, it really it's very invigorating, and it also, I think, it has a cardiovascular benefit as well. But also I think for me, I think cold plunges, it's about mental resilience, putting yourself in discomfort, because a lot of us spend all our days in temperature controlled environments, and that's not how humans have spent their time, and that's not how we're supposed to spend our time. We have evolved to kind of have the ability to live and spend time in different environments. So I think putting yourself into a cold environment, really gives you that kind of emotion, that mental resilience as well. And then things like saunas as well, similar, um, very, very good for you. I can't remember exactly what the positive benefit, but there are benefits of that. And then also sunlight, exposing yourself to sunlight, but not to prolonged periods, but particularly short bursts of sunlight are also kind of like a hormetic stress. So these are the things that they if they don't kill you, you will really benefit from them. So the key here is that these are short, controlled periods of stress that you put yourself through, and the more of these that you can do, it really helps the body to adapt, get stronger, and also it gives you mental resilience. So I hope that you enjoyed that and learned something about it. And if you liked what you hear, please subscribe, and share with others who might be interested. Bye.